Oh, here is another one. Okay. Yeah. So. Since this area is the area of snares, so probably this victim could be coming from which side? I think the other side, going to the river to drink water. So I think we have to look for the entry over there, the entry routes, huh? Yeah. Moja abaki nyuma ambie watufuate na kamera. Let's go.
It's only been a few years since Kenyan women have taken on the highly challenging role of conservation ranger, protecting the endangered African elephant from poachers and human-elephant conflict. In a deeply patriarchal society, where women fight for economic, social, and political rights, these female rangers are excelling, asserting themselves at the vanguard of wildlife conservation, as well as gender equality in Kenya.
On your right, fall out!
Left, right, left, hold!
Karen Yagon Cheptu was hired as a ranger by the Mara Elephant Project when she was only 19.
I wanted to be a ranger because I like conservation. So when I heard that the work of the ranger is to conserve the environment, including the wild animals, so I was very happy to participate. I had never seen a female ranger, so I was worried if they can maybe take some female rangers.
The Mara Elephant Project was first created in 2011 to fight ivory poaching, which has decimated elephant herds across Africa. Its mandate expanded to protect habitat loss, which is accelerating human-elephant conflict. The result is more dead elephants. Today, there are only about 400,000 elephants across the continent, down from more than 10 million at the beginning of the 20th century. About 30,000 elephants are killed every year by ivory poachers or in human-elephant conflict. Rangers undergo an intensive 8-week training program that is physically as well as mentally demanding. This prepares them for grueling foot patrols that will take them upwards of 20 miles into deep forest to find snares and track poachers and bushmeat hunters.
We're running for like 12 kilometers. And then after we've run, we have to do some exercise like sit-ups, push-ups.
Karen proved especially adept at emergency field medicine.
I also learned about how to stop catastrophic bleeding, how to seal the chest wounds, and how to deal with a person who is hypothermic. When I finished my training, it was the happiest day in my life. And after that, I was promoted to be the commander. So that was the thing that was the best thing in my life. You are there to supervise other people. Maybe you're giving them commands. I have 9 men and 2 female rangers, so I'm the commander of all of them. At first, some men don't agree with the female. They're like, a female can't tell me anything about my work. You find it hard to lead them, but at the end of the day, they have to hear you and do whatever you've told them.
Ivory poachers and bushmeat hunters won't hesitate to defend themselves with violence.
We had gone for an ambush in the evening. 3 poachers came in. When they saw us, they tried to run away. We chased them, and we find one of them. They used a spear. One of our rangers, he had an injury on his hand. It was a deep wound. Our ranger bleeded so much, but I had a first aid kit, use a tourniquet to stop that bleeding. And then we helped him to arrive to the hospital. So I was very hungry because that's the worst thing that can happen. They are armed. They want to kill you. They are saying that you're preventing them from doing their work.
Rangers' presence serves as a deterrent to poachers and bushmeat hunters. Poachers carry weapons. The rangers, however, do not. Although they are accompanied by an armed member of the Kenya Wildlife Service, the rangers' only weapon is firecrackers, which are used in conflict mitigation or to scare away aggressive animals.
So I think we will plan for regular patrol in this area because it seems that they are back again. Yeah.
Before the Mara Elephant Project began recruiting females as conservation rangers, they trained women as undercover intelligence officers to fight poaching. Joy, though not her real name, worked undercover, developing a network of informants who would identify ivory poachers. Joy would connect with the poachers and pretend to be a middleman for a wealthy Arab or Asian buyer. She would negotiate a price with the poacher and then demand to see the store of ivory to confirm its value. As Joy and the poacher traveled to where the ivory stash was hidden, she maintained contact with the Kenya Wildlife Service via her cell phone. The officers would swoop in to make an arrest. Poachers were especially insulted that they had been duped by a female. Many parts of southern Kenya, where the Mara Elephant Project operates, aren't protected by national park or conservancy status. Elephants must therefore compete for space with Kenya's rapidly increasing human population. Conflict is inevitable, with critical wildlife habitat undergoing deforestation and being turned into farmland and pasture. This is the Nakweri Forest, located in the west of the Masai Mara National Reserve in Kenya. Here, a herd of about 60 elephants has been pushed by farmland expansion into smaller and smaller areas to forage for food and raise their calves. Acrid smoke from charcoal kilns fills the air. At night, the elephants, which require upwards of 350 pounds of vegetation a day, venture onto farms to eat high-caloric corn, sorghum, and other crops and vegetables. Understandably, crop raiding outrages the farmers. Rangers mitigate human-elephant conflict, rapidly responding when people or property are in danger. To keep elephants out of farmers' crops, the Mara Elephant Project's helicopter is often used to drive herds out of corn and sorghum fields. If this isn't done, farmers will take matters into their own hands, spearing or shooting the elephants with arrows, wounding or killing them. In Kenya, there were 55 million people in 2021, up from 32 million in 2000. Cropland and livestock pastures overlap elephant migration routes and feeding areas. The proximity to human habitation also makes it easier for ivory poachers to gain access to elephant herds. Thankfully, ivory poaching has declined in Kenya, due in no small part to the vigilance of conservation rangers and intelligence operatives.
All the devastation, the deforestation, the charcoal burning. How did that make you feel?
I'm feeling bitter. Most of the farm here or forests belong to the community. So there's no way you can stop them from doing their work because they say the forests belong to them. We talk to them or teach them the importance of the forest so that they can live. That is the only solution we have now.
The life of a ranger isn't easy. If candidates pass the initial interviews and screening, they must undergo 8 weeks of grueling physical, medical, and technical training. They learn to move silently through the forest, dressed in camouflage green. The rangers eat simple food like ugali, made from boiled maize flour. Fried chapatis are eaten at breakfast. They live in tents with sleeping bags. Everything from dishes to clothes is hand-washed. Isolation means they have little contact with family, which is especially hard for those women rangers with young children. If born but a few years earlier, life could have been very different for these female rangers. Traditionally, Kenyan women married young, often missing out on an education and career. To bring additional money into the family, Kenyan women relied upon such crafts as bead making. Nunkipa Nusaran is an ethnic Maasai and lives in the Masai Mara region of Kenya. Nusaran, who has 5 children, started selling beaded jewelry with her mother when she was about 6 years old. She never attended school. Beading has been critical for the well-being of Nusaran's family. If it weren't for beading, the only thing she would do is stay at home, take care of cattle, and fetch water.
Okay, so why didn't she go to school?
Their parents they are not able to pay school fees for her.
Have you helped to put your children through school as a result of beading?
The name, yes.
What kind of careers do you hope for your children?
They will know. Nurses and doctors.
What else does your beading pay for?
Buy food.
Improved gender rights are linked to animal conservation. Studies show that an educated career woman usually chooses to have fewer children. Slower population growth is imperative for helping stem the continued loss of wildlife habitat. Karen Cheptu is mother to a little girl. The youngster is cared for by her grandmother while Cheptu is on patrol. In a country like Kenya, which has strong family cultural ties, this is perfectly acceptable. Still, it can be tough on mothers.
It's not easy to leave your child maybe to somebody else, but especially in our society, it's accepted for your mom to have the baby, not any other person.
So are you planning on having more children?
No, not really.
Such a choice would not be open to Cheptu if she were a traditional, uneducated homemaker whose husband was the sole breadwinner and made all the decisions. Fancy Chipkamoy's income is also critical to her family's well-being. Her wages fund the school fees for 3 brothers and 5 sisters. Mara Elephant Project Ranger Gloria Nyanga is mom to a young girl. She says that she never wants to get married. She doesn't need a husband.
For me, I didn't want to be married since I finished my schooling. I can just be a good moral, just simply because it does follow my behaviors with the rest of our village ladies and even my daughter.
Joy is a role model for her 2 children. Her teenage son aspires to be a ranger, while her young daughter loves to dress up in mom's ranger outfit.
Napenda sana. Napenda sana.
Like,
Anafurahia sana, hata nikimwonyesha picha hata ya kazi, hata ya uniform, anafurahi, hata yeye anasema nimvalishie kofia tu.
Females strengthen the ranger teams in many ways. They provide valuable outreach, helping connect with village women, encouraging them to become part of the conservation movement to save the African elephant.
kimokiyanienda lakini nguni kobit improvement. Now improvement konyo walet kotiengei kakosich akichek kasit kwony. Kikararanit ndap ot kingonyor kwonyik akichek kandoinatet komong kit nekararan.
As women's equality grows and strengthens in Kenya, men are increasingly seeing the benefits.
Kichenjenis kotiengei abare ikuitosis akichek ile.
Cheptu's accomplishments as a conservation ranger have brought her and the Mara Elephant Project international recognition. In 2021, she was awarded the inaugural World Female Ranger title from UK-based anti-poaching organization How Many Elephants.
I was surprised because I didn't expect that actually. So that I can still make it, I can do it. It means also Mara Elephant won it. So I was very happy about that. Yeah.
Cheptu and other female conservation rangers are helping change Kenya in other ways. During her time off, Cheptu speaks to primary and high school students. The girls are especially impressed by her stories.
Most of them, they think, I want to be like Karen. Some of them want to join Mara Elephant Project because they're saying, oh, that's the best place to be.
Young girls pepper Cheptu with questions about how she navigates such a male-dominated sector.
Does it feel like you are weak because you are a woman? Then I was to answer them that everything is possible. When you're staying with men, you have to be strong.
Some girls come to Cheptu, begging her to speak to their parents, who oppose their daughter working as a conservation ranger or having any career at all.
I've encountered 2 female who came to me saying, you go talk to my parents because they are telling me not to go to school or not to be a ranger. One of them, she was telling me that when there will be another recruitment, please tell me so that I can join. Her parents were not comfortable with that. They told her, there's no way that you can become a ranger. And we want you to be here. She was like, come and talk to my parents to release me to go and do my work so that I can earn my own money. Yeah.
Cheptu speaks to the parents about the importance of teenage girls looking beyond marriage and aspiring to a career.
I just talk to them and tell them the importance of a girl getting that knowledge, having her own money when I'm getting job.
Cheptu says that women are embracing change.
Nowadays, it's rare to find maybe a mother who is having maybe 5 kids. Mostly, they have 2. I can see that when they have few children, it will reduce the population. The population has grown so much in that even the elephants or the wild animals, they're not finding a place to stay. So I think that one can go hand in hand with conservation.
In Kenya, women's equality is intertwined with the fate of elephants. By helping save these magnificent creatures, female rangers are lifting up their families and inspiring others, not only in Kenya, but around the world.